Hello and welcome to Tarot from the Crypt. I am Lotus God Sage, and we are about to get into a fire sign Sagittarius reading to cover the next 2 weeks. See what situations the Sagittarius might be dealing with out there, and to see what the tarot has to offer. So, to start this read, Sagittarius, we have the Ten of Wands in reverse. We also have 21, the World. We have the Six of Pentacles, followed by the Hermit. So, right off top here, Sagittarius, I'm getting that you might be dealing with something that you're trying to create here, and you're not seeing the balance or the fairness or the justice that you want from what you've created from the world, and it's causing you, or from whoever's viewing what you created. You're not getting the esteem and the response that you want, and it's causing you to go into somewhat of a hermit mode. We have your Ten of Wands here in reverse, Sagittarius. Being about burden, being close to achievement, but being in reverse here, I don't think you're being burdened by this end that's coming about here, about this fulfillment of what you're working on here. I think you've already created it, and it's how it's being received by the world, or it's how it's being received by a particular audience. It's causing you to feel this Six of Pentacles here. It's causing you to want a balance, or maybe you're not getting the balance in return as far as profits and any other gains or any other things that come about from this situation that feel like a prize or a profit. You're not seeing the balance here, although your Six of Pentacles is upright. With this situation, it's dear to you in a strong way, but it's not something that's necessarily just hurting you in a very heavy way. With your last card here from the Egyptian deck, you had the Hermit, a card about, retrospection, a card about going inside, a card about, looking inside yourself for answers and for clarity and for substance. But next we'll go for a 3-card pull from the Wild Tarot deck to see if we can bridge some of these gaps between these 4 cards that we have here. So, Sagittarius, your first pull is the Two of Vessels. About choice here. The Queen of Stones, the Queen of Pentacles. And your last card here is the Page of Bows, or the Page of Wands. Studying. And maybe not necessarily studying, but what you've already learned and saw from what you brought about here with this World card and this Ten of Wands on creation. This Two of Vessels here, an emotional, intuitive, a non-tangible decision has to be procured. It has to be taken care of. And there's a choice to be made here with this Two of Cups falling on top of the Ten of Wands in the World. Maybe it's a choice to see. Maybe this second row here, it's beckoning you to look at how you're choosing to see the balance with this page about studying, about learning, about researching. And that page coming on your Hermit and your Six of Pentacles, you know, you're looking inside yourself. You're looking at the situation, how it's affecting you and how it's in balance. And you're trying to make a choice about whether that's, you know, worth, or whether that's causing this Queen of Stones here, this Queen of Pentacles, this very motherly, this very soft but stable feminine energy here, whether it's in work or whether it's in a home or whether it's in your body. You know, this physical object that you're dealing with here, you know, it's very much in your control. It's very much still within your loving grace, and still very much within providing you loving grace. But let's go to the animal spirit deck here and see how we can expound upon this choice and expound upon what we're seeing with this page here, what the realization is. This Page of Wands ending your Ten of Wands over here. But for the animal spirit deck, we have the peacock and we have the buffalo. You know, this peacock card here, it reminds me of the quote. I'm a peacock, you gotta let me fly. Even though peacocks aren't necessarily good at flight, but just the majesty of what the peacock is, you know, it might be that you're being forced to confine all of what that is, and not being able to plume and bloom and blossom. But the buffalo card here, very much a card about stability, a card about the strength and the fortitude, as we see this lightning storm flashing in the background and the buffalo unbothered. But to add clarity on your earth sign and your air sign here. But you're the buffalo when in balance. It's trusting and it's a pure presence. It's grounded, yet it's heavenly, and it's practical, yet it's spiritual. You know, it's very much stable in the firm and the fluid. It has two hoofs on land and it has two hoofs on water. And it is very much grounded and majestic. But the peacock here is confident and kind. It's inner beauty and compassion. It's an assimilator of anything. You know, it's able to bring in anything it needs to create a more beautiful self, a more beautiful expression, and more just bright and voluminous feathers. But your two animal spirit cards here coming upright, just like your hermit upright. You know, for the most part, I believe that the way you're handling it in your mind and your spirit is pure and it's right, but the physical expressions in your body might be a little off. It might be agitating you. You might be a little grumpy. You might be a cranky mama bear. Here, Sagittarius. Or a papa bear. You You know, the interpretations are gender fluid here, Sagittarius. But we're going to pull one last card from the crypt deck and see if we can add any clarification, guidance, or last calls for the message on this reading here to cover the first 2 weeks of August 2020. This is a 2-week read here for you, Sagittarius. So, to end it off, we have the High Priestess, a very free and a very culminated and a very ascended feminine energy here. The High Priestess. The second card of the tarot, a very beautifully light and creative card. It's the High Priestess often reminds me of the Empress without the burden of the castle. You know, where Jasmine, when she's inside the castle, she's the High Priest, she's the Empress, but when she escapes the castle walls, you know, Jasmine gets to be the High Priestess and free. So it may be that when you escape the walls, or you can see over the walls of the choices, of the choice that you have here, Sagittarius. Here, Sagittarius, with your Bull card of stability and divine imbalance, emotion and wisdom. You know, the ending on the 2 of the major tarot had a lot of balance here. You have a choice and an opportunity to get back to the High Priestess over these next 2 weeks here. So make sure you put love and care into that, Sagittarius. This has been Tarot from the Crypt. I am Lotus God Sage, wishing you much peace and love.